it's Gothy and I'm doing some cross-stitch updates. So last week I didn't do any videos, not film any videos. I put a couple of photo videos up just because last week I wasn't really up to doing videos, and because yeah, I did mention that the newest World of Warcraft expansion came out, so I've been working on that, and working on my alts and stuff like that, and we were actually supposed to have our first raid night last night. And thankfully the storm that we had here finished before 7:30, which was the time we were going to start raiding. We got in there, we cleared the trash, we made 2 attempts on the boss that we wiped to just while we're, you know, learning mechanics and, you know, figuring out who gets sent up into the stands and who's better to stay down on the ground and stuff, especially because they've well and truly screwed up Warlock AoE. Like, I'm not kidding, it is a joke at the moment. So I didn't get sent up because Warlock AoE sucks. And we got to 25% on the 3rd attempt, and then the servers exploded, and a couple of us DC'd. So we're like, oh, okay, no worries, you know, I'm pretty sure we've got this the next time, not an issue, we'll just chill out and wait for you guys to log back in. They couldn't log back in. We waited 40 minutes, they kept getting stuck on 90% loading screens, and then, and then we're sitting there, and we're just trying to kill time and stuff, and I'm sitting here stitching, you know, because that's what I do in between things while I'm waiting for, you know, queues to pop, or I'm waiting for matches, or I'm waiting for people, and then the rest of us DC'd, and we couldn't get back in. So logged into Goth, and then got stuck on the 90% loading screen, and then I got DC'd again. Then I logged back in, stuck on the 90% loading screen. I was sitting on the 90% loading screen for a good 15-20 minutes minimum each time. So, yeah, not a short amount of time. And then I got logged in to Goth finally after like waiting for 15 minutes. She'd been ported to Orgrimmar from Highmaul. So I thought, oh yeah, okay, that's cool. I'll go back to the garrison and just fly over. Couldn't get out of Orgrimmar. I tried hearthing, I tried portals, I tried running out of Orgrimmar on foot. I could not get out of Orgrimmar. So I closed the game, restarted it, logged back in, 90% loading screen for about 15 minutes, and then I got character not found. So I'm like, oh, you're kidding me. So tried to log into an alt, 90% loading screen for 15 minutes, character not found. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Like, Highmaul raid was released yesterday, and people already can't do it. Like, and it's just like, after how much trouble the launch and stuff was, it's just kind of ridiculous and starting to get a little beyond a joke now. And it was only the Oceanic servers. Like, there were a few people on other servers that had some lag issues and stuff, but it was only the Oceanic servers, which was fucking annoying because it wasn't until like an hour and a half after the problem started, for the second time that day too, that the Blizzard Australia and New Zealand team said anything about it on Twitter. And it was just, oh, you know, we're aware of these issues and we're investigating. It's like, you know, I get that shit happens, especially with online games, but, you know, there are millions of people that pay to play this game, and we've had so many disruptions in the last month that the least you could do is just tell us what's going on. You know, oh, you know, we're being DDoSed, we're being, you know, we've got, you know, our servers are overloaded, you know, this is happening, and, like, it's not rocket science, you know, give your customers some more information, basically. But yeah, we didn't end up getting to raid, so that didn't happen, which was annoying. But I did manage to get some more stitching done, so that's something, I guess. So now to get back to the stitching part, I was actually gonna film earlier this week, but Monday, you know, I had something to eat, and then I started setting up, and then it stormed. Then Tuesday, had something to eat, started setting things up, and then it stormed. Yesterday, I started having something to eat, and then it stormed before I even got to the starting to set up stage. And it's actually clouding over to storm again right now. But I'm going to film anyway because it's Thursday and I need to film. So, yeah. If you start hearing thunder and shit in the background, it's because Australian summer storms. And the storm we had on Monday was really weird. Like, it started to rain, and like started pissing down, raining just randomly. And we're like, oh my god, yes, because my house is ridiculously hot. If it's 36 degrees outside, it's almost 40 in my house, because my house just holds the heat in, and when you put the air conditioning on to cool it down, and then you turn the air conditioner off for like 2-3 minutes, it's hot again, straight away. So, it's actually really heating up now. I've had the air conditioner on, I turned it off so I could film without the air conditioner noise in the background, and it's heating up. Goddamn. So, yeah, it gets really hot. So it started raining and we're thinking, oh yeah, you know, it's going to cool down a little bit, you know, it's still going to be really humid, but it's going to cool down. So we got chairs out, and we sat at the front, and we're going to just chill there and, you know, sit out in the rain and hopefully get a bit cooler. And we're sitting out there, you know, a minute passes, and then all of a sudden the wind kicks in, and it kicks in really strong. And it was like, oh, okay, that escalated kind of quickly there. Like, we set our seats up on our stairs, and we've got a carport that dips down like this. So, when the wind kicked in, we're starting to get a little bit of a light spray from the rain because the rain's now coming in like this under the carport. So, carport and the rain coming in here. And then, within 30 seconds, the rain is coming in like this under the carport because the wind picked up that much in that quick of a time that it was moving the chair that I was sitting in. I could feel the chair moving. I'm not a light person, so that takes a lot. So, you know, your carport and the wind's coming in like this, and it was just crazy. Like, I have trouble walking, so, you know, I'm panicking, a little adrenaline rush, because I'm like, shit, you know, this is like the strongest wind I've seen in a very long time. I'm thinking, you know, there's gonna be fucking branches coming down and shit like that, so I bolted inside. I haven't moved so fucking fast in a very long time. And then, after a minute of that, it just all stopped, and the sun came back out, and then it stormed again later. But yeah, the weirdest fucking thing. 4-minute storm with hurricane style winds. Like when you see like TV coverage of hurricanes and stuff, and you see all the trees blowing sideways and like things moving across the ground, it was that type of wind within 30 seconds. It was crazy. But hey, it's just another day in Australia, pretty much. So, yeah. So I don't know whether to do haul or stuff first. I'll do haul first. So, I haven't had a lot of money to get haul lately. I have stuff coming. I have an order I need to put through this weekend when I get paid. So, I've decided I'm going to take part in the Mirabilia Stitch Along. I'm just playing with one of my floss bobbins. Fidgety today. So, I've decided I'm going to take part in the Mirabilia Stitch Along. So, the thing for me was because I've never done a Mirabilia, I've never done beading, and I've never used the Krennics as of yet, that I feel a little bit intimidated by it, but it is something I want to do. I have always wanted to stitch a Mirabilia, so I started looking through some of the ones that are on 123 Stitch, and I was talking to a few people on the TeamSpeak as well about which ones are the kind of easier ones to do, and which ones are not so full on with the beading and stuff. So I've decided to do it's a Nora Corbett actually. It's one of the Bewitching Pixies, I think the series is called. And I've got all the stuff sitting in my 123 Stitch cart waiting to just be ordered, with a couple of other bits and pieces for some other projects that need beads and Krennic and stuff like that. So apart from that, the only other thing I've got to order is the fabric. So I'll show you a picture. This is where I grab the camera and do all the awkward handheld weird angles. So, okay, so this is the design I'm going to do. It is not going to focus because it's been difficult. Here we go. Right, so it's Emmy, and it's a Nora Corbett Bewitching Pixies. And that's the fabric I'm going to do it on as well. It's called Islands of Avalon by Colour Cascades. So that's going to turn out really nice. Just wait to focus, stay focused. Yeah. So I was actually going to go for a darker fabric, but I felt like that one turned out really nice. So yeah. Apart from that, I'm going to continue doing the horrible handheld thing here. So a website called Love Thy Thread. The owner announced that she was closing down for health reasons, and I still have a very full wish list on her site, but I managed to get 3 designs from her. So this one is called the Familiar. This one's called the Familiar, and I have 1,000 PDFs open at the moment. This one is Poison Ivy, which I love that, and it's not hard to tell why. And I also got Lady Mechanica. So I could only afford the 3, and even that was kind of pushing it. But I got myself those, and apart from that, this is my background at the moment. Daily Cross Stitch had a sale where their patterns went from $1 each to 25 cents each. I bought 19 of them. And then, of course, as we all know, the Heaven and Earth designs had a 50% off. So I got myself 2 minis. And I got Ravenkin, which is by Selena Fennick. And this is actually the one I decided to start for the 1st of December, Heaven and Earth Stitch Along. So I got myself that one. And I got myself this one by Jasmine Beckett Griffith, I don't know. This is Green Eyed Magic, and it's a mini as well. And I was going to get myself a 3rd one, but I couldn't really decide on which one to get. So instead I decided to send a rack to someone who couldn't get anything from the sale. And she was really thankful and stuff, and I felt really good for doing that. But then I got contacted by someone who watches my YouTube videos, who racked me Cynthia. This is by Mika Jelena, I think is how to pronounce it. And this one is really nice. Like, I had this one on my wish list for a while, and I ended up taking it off because, like, I like it, and, like, I did like, let me start again. So I liked it, but I never thought it would be something that I would actually buy and stitch. But having a look at it again now, and I want to start it now. But I just don't have fabric big enough to start it. But I love this. Like, it's super colourful, which is not usually my thing. But it's all tattoos and stuff, and it's lovely. Like, she even has green nail polish. But it's pretty awesome. I do love it. And I definitely want to stitch this, like, ASAP. And this is a full-size one, too, so it's pretty big. It's pretty big. And then apart from that, I bought a Colour Cascade design, because Tammy had a 50% off pattern sale to say goodbye to the old website. And this is what I got. I got Look What the Bat Dragged In. And I think I'm going to stitch it without the stripy lines in the background. You can't actually see my mouse very well when I do that. So I think I might just stitch along here. I can't see it. Alright, so stitch, you know, around all this part, and I'll just leave all this part out and just get a nice fabric instead. But yes, Tammy's also recently been redoing her charts so that the symbols are bigger and easier to read, so that's been good too. So, I'm having a lot of issues filming today. It's been a real douche. So this is the 3rd time, and hopefully it will be the last time. So I'm going to go in reverse instead. So I have one more thing to haul, and that is a cross-stitch greeting cards book that a friend of mine found in an op shop for me. So this is really cool. It's really cute. Sorry about the noise in the background. It's my air conditioner. Like I said, this is the 3rd time I filmed it. It's too hot in here to not have it on right now. It's just noise, don't care. Cool is better. Yeah, so he found this for me and grabbed it from the op shop that he does work experience in, so that's really cool. So I want to start making some cards and stuff, so that's why. Alright, so going in reverse this time. I was doing the other way around. So I started a Heaven and Earth design. I started on the 1st of December. That is all I've done so far. I actually did about this much of it on 25 count and decided 25 count was not for me. It just wasn't for me. I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it looked. It just looked messy. It didn't seem neat at all. It's the second time I've tried a project with 25 count. I've tried it 2/1, I've tried it 1/1, I've tried tenting both ways as well. It's not my thing. So I had a meter of 18 count sitting here, and I'm glad I did because it meant I could still start with everyone else. So I've started on 18 count. That's all I've done so far, but I will do some more soon. Yeah. So Tom Hiddleston, little minder, because Tom Hiddleston. So that is going to be Ravenkin by Selena Fennick, and it's a mini, so it won't be too big. It won't use the full meter of fabric. It's just at the moment I don't want to cut it until I have a better idea of how much fabric it's going to take up, because I've cut fabric before for pieces and it's been wrong, so don't want that to happen again. And I haven't started yet, but I have picked the fabric for Dragonfly Fairy. I'm going to go with the darker one, which is Dark Side of the Moon, and this is an 18 count from Color Cascades. So I've pulled some of the flosses out, and I'll start that once I finish 1 or 2 of my other small projects. So I might just put these together so they don't get lost. If that will fit in there, yes it will. There we go. Right, so I will probably do that very soon. So hopefully I get to start it. I'm just going to wait till I finish something else. Sit there. I did a bit of work on Arthas. I did a bit more on this side here, so a bit further up. And then I decided to move to the middle. So this is what it looks like at the moment. This is almost a year's worth of stitching, which makes me feel really shitty, actually. I really do love this project. I'm loving doing it so much. I love watching it take shape. But when I look at the other big projects that I see other people doing, and how much progress they're making and how quickly they're stitching, you know, and the fact that they're stitching in full colour, like they're doing the full page finishes and stuff, and this is all I've done in like almost a year in one colour, and it just kind of makes me feel bad, even though I'm aware that, you know, I was studying for 6 months out of this year where I was doing classes 5 days a week, and then I had assessments and I had work placement, so that cut into my stitching time, and I couldn't ever take this with me to TAFE because it was just too big. So I was working on other smaller projects. I did a few projects this year that were gifts for people, so that cut into my stitching time. And I did take a 6-week break from this project as well, just because I wanted to focus on some other stuff. So I mean, it's not quite a year of stitching if I took 6 weeks off, but I don't know, I feel kind of shitty about my progress on it. I feel like I should have done more by this page, but I don't know, because this is the biggest project I've ever worked on. This is the first time I've ever done anything bigger than A4, so I don't know whether this is a good amount of progress or not. So yeah, but I did do some more on it, and I will do some more on it. And that can sit on top of the Heaven and Earth one now. I did a tiny bit more on Mr. Sampler here. So I did the butterfly, the needle, started the lavender and the basket. And I'm going to be focusing on this one once I finish the Sailor Moon one that I'll show you that I'm doing, because I want to get this one finished. So once this part is done, there's only 2 more squares at the top and it is finished. So it's backstitch and cross stitch. There's no French knots or beading or specialty threads or anything like that, which is good. And I have plenty of fabric left over on the side, so I can do some other little projects on it. And yeah, that one is coming along. That one can sit there too. And then we have the mystery stitch along. So this is a Colour Cascades fabric, and I stitched the border in Stormy Blue by Fiberlicious, which is a hand-dyed thread. And I started doing some of the little flowers, and then I decided to work on Arthas for a little bit, so I put it away. And I haven't done anything more on it yet. Once I finish the Sampler and the Sailor Moon, I'm going to really focus on this one, because so far 4 of the squares have been released, and the other square should be released in January, so I'd like to catch up as much as I can. So that can go back in the bag for now, and I will do some more stitching on that soon. I'm going to be ordering the beads and the chronic that go along with the mystery stitch along when I do my 1, 2, 3 stitch order for the Mirabilia stitch along. So yeah, and then this was the other Black Friday purchase I made, was the Clouds Factory Sailor Moon. I ended up altering it a little bit, you know, just the placement, because the pattern itself has got 5 on the top and 5 on the bottom. So I've put them all in a straight line to fit this fabric. So this is a Colour Cascades fabric. This was a monthly melody, I think she calls them. This is on Opal, and it's 14 count. And this is a 9" by 21" piece. So it was really hard to find a project that fit it and that would look good on it. So this is what I have. And I started this as soon as I bought the pattern the other day. I just printed it straight out and started stitching. So this one won't take too much longer to finish. So I'll be finished this one by the weekend. I'm filming this on a Thursday, so yeah. And that's it. I haven't worked on my Tilton Craft one. I've just been trying to get some of the smaller ones done so I can set up a nice rotation for my bigger projects. And yeah, just haven't done any more on that one yet. But I'm thinking I might do the same as the Arthas one, with the highlighting the colours and then colouring over them when I finish them, for that one, because I'm going to be focusing on doing a whole bunch of the 310 black on that project, because there's a lot of it. So yeah, that's about it. I'll be putting Instagram pictures up for the month. I don't know if there'll be other videos, because December is a rough month for me. It's like I've never been a fan of Christmas, never been a fan of New Year. They're always really tough times for me, just to begin with. But in 2012, a couple of days before Christmas was when I found out I was going to lose the ability to walk, and I was going to spend the rest of my life in the wheelchair. And a couple of days after Christmas, the same year, my grandfather died. So because that's still a fairly new thing that I'm dealing with, it's kind of confronting, and I have trouble with it. And then it's the fact that last year in December was when I actually got my wheelchair, and I realised just how much adjusting I would have to do to be able to do anything on my own in it. So that's all adjustments that I still am in the process of making. Like, it's really not easy to push yourself around in a manual wheelchair when you've never done it before. Like, it's really difficult. Hills are the devil, trying to get up them. Going down them is heaps of fun. Going up hills is just the devil. I don't like it. It's not fun. Do not want. 0 out of 10. So, yeah. Things have not been great. And December is a tough month because of it. So, I don't know how social I'm going to be. I don't know how much it's going to affect me this year, and yeah, I'm just kind of going to play it by ear and see what happens. Because that's the thing with schizophrenia, is you never know exactly how you're going to react emotionally, because schizophrenia fucks with everything. So it's just like, oh, you know, I'm really upset, I want to punch things because I'm upset. Oh, I'm really angry and I want to punch things, but I'm going to sit here and cry instead, because that's what my schizophrenia is making me do. So it's just kind of all over the place. I'm a mess. So yeah, if I see you again this year, then I see you again, and if not, well, I'll be on Instagram and stuff. I'll be floating around. It's just, I don't know if I'll have it in me to film, so we'll see. And that's it for now, so I'll see you guys later.
Very soft. And the cat's stealing my power supply. Let's get that back, please, everybody. Let's get that. Let's get the power supply. Let's go.
You gotta give him something else to lay on that you need.
Yeah, sleep on a phone. Right there. Just like put it directly underneath the cat. I already saved it on the line it purposefully. Really? From playing to vicious to... that's amazing. You've done that in like a second. Blow a tree up. Ooh, that was cool. That weather makes no sense. Heatwave, 40 plus 3 temperatures, and half that temperature in example when it's the ground.
Yep.
Still a bunch of gap there.